Hi again, and welcome to day 24 of Unveiling the Civility Advent Calendar with Buki Odushote. I cannot believe this. It's the 24th day and it's Christmas Eve, and of course, I'm sure we're all set and ready. Stuffed your turkey, ready, seasoned it, ready for tomorrow. Well, I hope that's the case. If not, don't worry, get to work. There's still time to do that. Now, back to the basics, why I'm here. It's another wonderful day to be here with you, and I want to appreciate and thank every single one who's been a part of this journey with me. It's been an awesome one, and I really appreciate your shares and likes, and of course, your comments. Thanks once again. Keep them coming, and your questions, don't forget, you can pop in the comment box and I would definitely get back to you. Today is another very interesting topic which I believe is so high on debate, or well, not so much debate, but there's a lot going on about it at the moment. And of course, we're going to go very quickly into that. We've been sharing 25 rules of considerate conduct, and it's the 24th rule today. So for the benefit of those who are watching for the very first time, I'd mentioned when we started that the nuggets was going to be taken this year, 2019, from the book by Dr. P.M. Forni, Choosing Civility. So yes, let's go. 24th rule says respect the environment and be gentle to animals. So you see why I said it's a topic that is really on high these days. A lot is being said about it. And of course, we have a lot of people standing for this cause. Thanks to people, the young teenager, Greta Thunberg, who's been doing a lot of work, and of course the very young ones as well in the United Kingdom and all over the world, trying to encourage each and every one of us to be kind to our environment for the benefit of those who are yet to enjoy what we all have enjoyed in time past. So yes, we have a quote here by Stephen R. Kellert, and he says, we need to establish a basic goal for our society, both preserving the environment's health and incorporating the routine experience of nature into our everyday life. So we need to incorporate the routine experience of nature into our daily life. We need to make it a part and parcel of us. You know, Dr. Forni said something here which I would have left to the last, but it's so interesting. It came up now that I've stressed on that point of the quote. It says, among the civilizing lessons we want to impress upon the next generation is that the way we treat animals is a measure of our character. Can you beat that? So what he's saying here is that the way we treat our environment, the animals, is a measure of our character. So he's saying here that, there's a lot of us are making so much noise, which is true, about the degeneration in etiquette, in civility, in this generation, because we experience a lot of rudeness, lack of respect, maybe from the younger generation, and you're wondering why young people will be sitting down on the trains whilst we have pregnant people and the old ones struggling to get a seat, and they're not even doing anything to get up. He said, whilst we're looking at that, we should also look at the good part that, yes, in some areas, civility is actually picking up. So areas where, like I said earlier, someone like Greta Thunberg is really fighting for the environment, and other people, and of course with the nations all over, what sort of policies they've put in place to ensure that recycling is taking place. People are not littering things all over. We can say kudos to our to our government and the people who are really fighting for this, at least for bringing those things to place. Now is in our place to embrace them and begin to practice these things and make it a part and parcel of us. So it's saying to us that yes, in as much as we know that civility or is deteriorating in certain areas, it's also picking up in some areas that we didn't even have 20, 30 years back. We didn't have most of all these other bits about recycling, because we started to identify that these things will help preserve our environment for longer, especially for the ones who are coming behind. So it's encouraging us that we begin to practice these things, and that your character will also be measured by this. So if you're saying you're civil, then you must be civil to the end of actually protecting your environment and the animals that are there as well. Everything has its purpose, and they serve their own benefits to the world. So a few things he said we need to take note as far as the environment is concerned is to ensure we're not littering. He says we ensure that we participate in, of course, the use of recyclable materials that are not harmful to our environment. He said we should engage in recycling. It mentioned that we need to purchase goods that are from recycled materials more than before. Conserve the water and not use too much of it. Conserve electricity where it's possible. So make sure that when you're leaving your home, you have your air condition, you have your electricity, your lights switched off. Conserve fuel as well. And of course, if you have you're in a position where you can use alternative fuel for generating your plants and all, please feel free to do that. Those are other ways we can help as well. And then he said to people who own animals, or even if you don't, treat animals kindly. So if you know that you're not able to treat your animal the way you would treat the human being you've got with you, then he said there's no point keeping them. Don't maltreat animals. Even if it's not yours, make sure you care for them. And thanks to those who have all the RSPCs and the rest of it, ensuring that animals are being taken care of. It says don't give out animals to people who don't love them or who cannot take good care of them. So when choosing people who you want to give animals to, be very deliberate about it. Don't abandon your animals if you've got one. Take them to people who can care for them, and of course keep them in safe places. I suppose I'm going to leave you here with this tonight and encourage you to be a bit more conscious about how we treat our environment and of course the animals. There's a quote here that I'm going to read to us, and I think this is very, very important. Is a Native American saying that says, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we are borrowing this particular earth from our children. So we've got to take good care of it so that those ones coming behind us can have a wonderful time in the world as well. So if you're not recycling, I suppose you need to start doing that now and start looking for alternatives on how you can make the world a better place, your environment, and of course the animals as well. Have a wonderful night as you prepare for Christmas tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow as we wrap it all up in the season of the Civility Advent Calendar 2019. Have a wonderful one. It's always been a pleasure being here. Thank you once again. And it's your friend Buki Odushote. Good night.